Hi, I'm Fiona Raymond, and I will be assisting on the teacher training course, KRI1, level 1 of Kundalini Yoga teacher training. A little bit about me. I was a lawyer in London for a few years, a very stressful job, and in my late 20s, early 30s, I migrated to South America, and that's where I discovered Kundalini Yoga. After a few months of being there, one of my friends said to me, did I want to do teacher training? And I've never thought of being a teacher of any sort, let alone a yoga teacher, but I just said yes because I was just so fascinated about the sorts of information I was getting, this kind of very practical understanding of a deep, very ancient spiritual practice. So I went along and I did teacher training, and I found it absolutely transformational. Transformed my life in terms of health, in terms of emotional well-being, and in every aspect. The other teacher trainers will be the lead teachers in Asia at the moment. Sundar Singh, who is my teacher, he's Taiwanese, lives in Virginia, USA, and was a direct pupil of Yogi Bhajan. He's just the most amazing teacher. He completely teaches with his heart, so he doesn't speak a lot, but his aura, his electromagnetic field speaks for him, basically. Just being near him and working with him is super transformational. He'll also come with Tony Newlands, who's been working with him for many years. He's another lead teacher in Asia. Tony's a very humble guy. He's Dutch, a Buddhist as well, a Buddhist practitioner. But what he brings to the course is an amazing depth of knowledge, again, very practical. We call ourselves spiritual scientists now because the experiment is just on ourselves. So he really brings this aspect of science and spirit into the course. So those will be the main teachers during your teacher training course. Well, for those of you in the UK, the Kundalini Yoga teacher training level 1 is recognised by the British Wheel of Yoga, which is one of the main bodies in the UK. It's also recognised by Yoga Alliance. It's a very, very complete course. It goes from the Vedic and Patanjali's 8 limbs and the history of yoga all the way to some very practical ways of developing your lifestyle to make it healthy and happy and holy. So it's very, very broad ranging. It also covers things like Western anatomy fused with yogic anatomy. So to understand how your nervous system interfaces with chakras, with the meridian points in your nadis. It also goes very deeply into something called the 10 bodies and your Vedic astrology and numerology. It looks at pranayama, meditation and mantra deeply, looking at something called Shabad Guru, and the science of Nad, which is the science of sound. So as you can see behind me is the gong, so you'll also be experiencing and understanding how the gong and the sound current that it produces, how it can very fundamentally start transforming on a cellular level and on a DNA level your body and therefore your mind and how you live. So the structure of your teacher training will be over approximately 6 to 8 month period. You'll be starting in November, which is actually one of the nicest periods in Sri Lanka. It's cool but sunny in the daytime, and the beaches are absolutely beautiful. It's a really special time of year. And you will be having a 7-day program which will be combining everything from early morning sadhanas, which is your self-discipline, to learning how to do the practicums, which is teaching, all the way to the more complicated areas of Western anatomy, yoga anatomy and chakras. That will be divided into 3 different weeks, so 21 days in total, 7 days, 3 times 3. And in between the different yoga retreats which you'll be doing in Sri Lanka, you will be doing some homework, which will be doing a daily practice, and also teaching anyone you can find, friends and family, and you will also be working on presentations. Finally, the last 7 days will also include some more practical work, such as handing in practicums, so that's curriculums for classes, and also going on to do an exam, which is done in a very interactive and fun way. It's not a horrible sit-down written exam for 3 hours, which I did. It's changed now, so it's much more interactive. It takes a day and a half, but it's really amazing. We do some yoga exercise in between to stimulate your brain, left and right hemisphere. The pass mark's still 75%, and then afterwards you go home and you do the final take-home exam, you do the final parts of writing up your thesis, finishing off your journal and your practice, and then final certification will happen. And once we have all the paperwork in, then you will have an international certificate that you can teach anywhere in the world. Why Sri Lanka as opposed to India? So Sri Lanka is an ancient civilization, but set in this beautiful tropical jewel of a country. We're the pearl in the Indian Ocean. And one of my friends who's a travel writer said that Sri Lanka really is the training wheels for India. So you've got all that history, beauty of the beaches to the ancient civilizations, but you haven't got all the madness. So it's a very peaceful, tranquil, serene country. And also you've got the great hospitality of the Sri Lankan people, and that's why I live here. Because the people are so warm, loving and friendly. They will just do absolutely anything for anyone, whether you be a tourist or whether you be coming here for teacher training. The other amazing point about Sri Lanka is our cuisine. Our cuisine is naturally wheat-free, sugar-free and dairy-free. We have these amazing curries with coconut milk, but we also have beautiful hoppers and string hoppers, down to our fantastic kithal pani, which is only really harvested in Sri Lanka because it's done the Ayurvedic method from our amazing trees, where we get this beautiful sap which has an amazing effect on your blood sugar. So it makes it naturally a low glycemic natural sugar that you can put into your coffee or tea, or just have it in one of our local sweets like lavaria. So I say choose Sri Lanka. So Kundalini Yoga has a deep tradition, so we call it a sacred spiritual practice, or we also call ourselves spiritual scientists. So even though the traditions come from India and obviously at the time had roots into Hinduism, it's completely non-religious. So we ask you whether you be a Buddhist, a Catholic or an atheist, to come and be the best you can be. That's what it's about. So if you have a religion, we ask you to bring your religion and become a better Jew, Christian, Muslim. If you don't have a religion, we ask you to come and start really learning and understanding and loving yourself, and make yourself the religion. You know, have your devotion to your cells, to your atoms, to the divinity within yourself. So it's completely non-religious, but it's a spiritual practice, and you will find that spirit within yourself. So preparation for the program, what I would say is really the main thing is to have a really open mind and just come here with a lot of enthusiasm and spirit. So you have super amounts of fun and open up yourself to all the wonderful, amazing technology you're going to learn. It's going to be a very scientific technology that you're going to learn, and you're going to meet some amazing people, and you're just going to have the most amazing transformation. But when you go home, you're not going to be a different person. You're still going to be a loving wife if you're married, or a wonderful employee if you've got a very high-flying career, or a wonderful mother or husband, father. But what you'll bring to that is you'll bring more presence, more joy and more spirit, and help uplift all those people around you. And that's what I love about this course. It's not just about teaching and sitting in front of people and being a teacher, but it's really understanding that everything we do in life is a teaching. Every interaction we have, we can uplift someone else. We can give them something to live for. We can allow them to understand that they're equal to every situation, that every problem can be solved. And by having that positive, present, very practical outlook in life is really refreshing for everyone that you come across after you do this training.
Hello, I'm Kiran. I'm a very recent yoga teacher trainer. We were just trained last year, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. I would really recommend it, not just for people who want to teach, but just as an adventure into yourself. I think it was a lovely, lovely experience that everybody should do once in their lifetime. And quite frankly, I wish it was sooner for me, but I would really think it's something that everybody should do. And I do hope you take advantage of this opportunity to do that.
Hi, my name is Anushka Hempel. My spiritual name is Anand Kaur, and I've been teaching yoga for 15 years. I did my Kundalini Yoga teacher training I think 14 or 15 years ago. For those of you who have experienced the benefits of yoga, and for those of you who want to deepen your practice, as Yogi Bhajan says, to be a good teacher, you need to be a good student. And to be a good student, you need to be a teacher. So therefore, to master your practice.
Hi, I'm Annie. I have been living in Sri Lanka for the last 4 years now, and did the teacher training last year. One of the main reasons why I did the teacher training was because I'd started doing Kundalini Yoga in England about 5 years ago and enjoyed it. It was a fantastic experience, building strength, building courage, building spiritual connections, and just connecting with myself. And the teacher training was a fantastic experience. Whether you really want to be a teacher or not, either way, it just gives you just strength in every area of your life, and courage to move forward, and also just physically it really does keep you fit. So the teaching follows through into different parts of your life, yeah, it's been uplifting in so many ways.